we are being called to plant seeds of intention. Also, Uranus will be sitting near this eclipse at 14 degrees of Taurus. So we could experience a disruption. And this could happen in any aspect of our life, depending on where Taurus falls in our chart. Uranus could be disarming, or we may feel caught off guard. And there could be sudden and abrupt changes. So in these moments, when a crisis hits, or when there's swift change, we can find sanctuary in our body, in grounding. And it's also possible with this solar eclipse occurring in the same sign where the collective North Node is, that these abrupt changes could ultimately be for the better. Also in this same sign of Taurus, we have the North Node currently square to Saturn at 22 degrees of Taurus. This may manifest as us observing ourselves and our patterns of behavior. We might feel that we are being asked to focus on our routines and our habits, but we aren't meant to change them all overnight. In fact, this eclipse will be reactivated later on in the year when the North Node reaches this 10 degrees of Taurus, where the solar eclipse is occurring. And it will come to a head in December of this year. So when the North Node does cross that point of 10 degrees Taurus, we'll notice more energy to take our intentions of tonight forward into the future. So you can think of this as us sowing seeds that will grow even more in December. So with this new moon, I invite you to reconsider those things you know you could be doing in order to open up space for the magic of the universe to work with you. So the ruler of this eclipse and new moon is Venus. And today, Venus is conjunct Jupiter, the greater benefic, at Pisces and at 27 degrees, which is the exact degree of her exaltation. There could be themes around trust and faith coming up. There could be illusions and fantasies with this being in Pisces. There could be a lot of too good to be true but very real moments, and you might feel ecstatic and overjoyed. Finally, Pluto has just gone into retrograde yesterday at 28 degrees of Capricorn, which is asking us to dig deeper and determine the root cause of patterns that don't serve our highest interest or our greatest good. Pluto will continue in retrograde motion until it reaches 26 degrees of Capricorn on October 8th. And Mercury will be moving back into retrograde in a couple of weeks. So we may begin feeling the effects of that as well. There could be disruptions in communications that may cause delays. So this is a wonderful time for reviewing and revisiting thoughts, plans, and paperwork. Now, for the meditation, like I said, it's going to be about 10 to 15 minutes, and we'll be at the end writing down these new intentions that we're planting to stabilize our life around. So focus on the area of your chart that Taurus rules, and if you don't know, then take a moment to consider where you could create better boundaries in your life. To prepare for this meditation, I recommend having a set of headphones, but if you need a moment to grab those, you can do that now as we take a minute or two to really ground into our bodies. So also, if you'd like to grab any sacred items that you might have, feel free to do that, and a pen and a piece of paper for writing down those intentions at the end of the meditation. And I do want to take a moment to recognize everybody that's on the stage, and Adriana included. So we have Antonia, Adriana, two of the other astrologers, Adriana, my fellow junior astrologer, and Antonia is Aster, my love. And she's our senior astrologer on Tan's new team. And Amber is our newest admin. Kimberly, I think probably a lot of you will know her. And so she's the other admin. It's been really inviting. So I appreciate that. I appreciate them being up here. Now, I'll use this time while you're gathering your items to let you know where these transits are occurring for each rising sign, using the whole sign system, so the whole sign house system. So for any Taurus rising, this eclipse is occurring in your first house. Venus Jupiter is in your 11th house. And for Aries, the eclipse is occurring in your second house. Venus Jupiter in your 12th house. And for Pisces, this will be your third house, with Venus and Jupiter in the first house. Aquarius, this is occurring in your fourth house, with Venus and Jupiter in the second house. For Capricorn, this is in your fifth house, with Venus and Jupiter in the third house. Sagittarius, this is sixth house for you on the eclipse, and Venus Jupiter in the fourth house. Scorpio, it's the seventh house for the eclipse, and Venus and Jupiter in the fifth house. Libra, the eclipse is occurring in your eighth house, Venus and Jupiter in your sixth house. Virgo, the eclipse is occurring in your ninth house, with Venus and Jupiter in your seventh house. Leo, the eclipse is occurring in your 10th house, and Venus and Jupiter are in your 8th house. For Cancer, this is in your 11th house, the eclipse. Venus and Jupiter in the 9th house. And for Gemini rising, your eclipse is occurring in the 12th house, and Venus-Jupiter conjunction is in the 10th house. Now, hopefully you've gathered all the things you'll need for the next 10 to 15 minutes. Go ahead and get comfortable. If you'd like, you can lay down. Just be aware that you might fall asleep in a relaxed meditative state, so you may prefer to sit up with your spine erect. Whatever you need to do to feel the most relaxed for the next 10 to 15 minutes. Now I invite you to press your hands together to acknowledge the physical and the spiritual self. Notice how your hands feel together. From the sides of your hands that are touching each other, to the sensations from within the body. What does it feel like to touch? Feel the resistance that disallows either hand from moving through the other. Inhale deeply and fully into the belly, and then into the chest. If you'd like, you can place one hand on your chest and one on your stomach to feel the air fill your body. Hold for as long as you can, and at the top, and with a sigh, release the air from your chest first, and then pull in your abdominal muscles to expel all the air that you can from within your body. Hold for a moment at the bottom and release. Begin to breathe normally, but notice in your body where you feel the breath. Is it where your nasal passage meets your throat? Is it in your chest or in your belly? Can you notice your lungs inflating with each inhale? Can you cover your breath with attention? I invite you to move your attention from the breath to how you're seated. Are you comfortable? Do you need to make any adjustments before you sit for a period of time? Can you feel the seat on which you are sitting? Can you reduce that feeling to a mere sensation? Can you allow the chair or the cushion itself to dissolve? Whether it's a cushion or a chair or your bed or the floor, rather than feeling the object, feel its vibration. Feel the atoms vibrating. And then allow yourself to dissolve into the environment you are in. Allow all the barriers between you and everything else to fade into vibrations. I invite you to take a moment to be gentle with yourself in contemplating where you've been noticing patterns of behavior that are not serving you. In communication, love, and friendship, or perhaps with your health regimen. Allow yourself to love your body and ask it what it needs to be well. Feel down into your root chakra at the base of your spine or your pelvic floor. Rather than thinking about the things you need to eliminate from your life, think about what you would like to be doing every day. If you had no other things to do, what would you like to be doing every day? Allow yourself to take on the mindset of you when you're most happy. And stay here for a moment. With eyes closed and palms pressed together or on your stomach and chest, can you notice the colors behind your eyelids? Do you see speckles or smudges? Is it dark or is it bright? Can you see the pulse of your heart or sense the warmth around the creases of your eyes? Can you sense your heartbeat? Is there any tension in your shoulders or in your neck, or your face, or your scalp, or your jaw? Are your shoulders relaxed? If not, I invite you to take in a deep inhale, inflating the belly and then the rib cage, raising the shoulders and allowing them to gently drop on the exhale, and relax with them hanging to either side of the neck, stretching long and pulled by gravity toward the ground. And as we move into relaxing the abdomen, let's first notice our spine. Feel the vibration of the atoms of the spine. try to feel for the infinitesimal amount of heat that it might produce. Notice the base of the neck and between the shoulder blades. Become aware of any tension in the center of your back or below the rib cage. If you need to, move from side to side or hunch over your legs, allowing your tailbone to slowly roll under while you exhale. Feel the stretch in the back of your neck as you reach long over your legs. Inhale and rise up all the way to the ceiling and release when you feel complete. If you'd like, you can lay back down or remain in a seated position. Begin to sway from side to side, allowing your body to lead and your head to follow. You may do this even if you are on your back. Place one hand, perhaps your left or maybe your right, onto your heart. Rest the other hand over your belly. Feel the warmth from your hands and feel the heat from your body onto your hands. As you shift left, let your left shoulder lead, and as you move right, allow your right shoulder to lead. Notice how the muscles in your torso contract to support your body. Allow yourself to choose how big you want your oscillations to be. You can choose to only shift a little, or you can choose to engage your muscles and maybe even allow your rib cage to guide you and your upper and lower body to drift behind. Slowly begin to come to a still place in your center of gravity. Inhale deeply. Relax your face, beginning with your eyebrows and your temples. Let your eyelids rest and send an intention of gratitude to your eyes. Grant them this moment to be acknowledged. Release any tension you may be feeling below your eyes. Relax any tension near the nose and in the cheeks. Release the jaw and allow your tongue to hang in your mouth. Notice any tension in the jaw and allow that to slowly dissipate. Give yourself this moment to notice any thoughts that might be arising. If your mind is flooded by things you have to do or schedule, anything that puts you in a state of unease, release yourself from those tasks and give your body this moment. Give your breath the gratitude for allowing you to exist in this moment. Thank your heart for continuing to beat without you having to think about it. And when you feel complete in your breath and in a relaxed mental place, Notice any sound you hear. Near you or off in the distance. Keep in mind the sound is happening at your eardrum and not where it originates. It is our mind that creates the sound by vibration of tiny bones in our ear. Take a moment to acknowledge and give thanks for tiny miracles that our senses allow us to experience. Notice that we have no control over how long the sounds last, and that it does, in fact, come from somewhere other than ourselves. Notice you have no control over when thoughts appear in your mind, but you can step back and observe them, just as you can with sound. You can just hear the sound, but you cannot hold on to it for any longer than it lasts. For any thought that may arise, the same principle applies. You have the option to linger and to disallow yourself from experiencing change, or you have the choice to embrace whatever it is life offers. When we experience a thought, we can observe it without allowing it to cause disruption in our lives or with those we love. We can work harmoniously with the life that we have to slowly make improvements. But at some point, we must be willing to take action. We have to bring our thoughts out of an abstract realm and into this tangible, physical place we exist in. We have to build habits that support a future mindset that we must already inhabit. That is to say, our mind should be responding to our current environment as it will after we have already succeeded. So I invite you to envisage your idea of romantic. Whether it's a beautiful piece of art, an adventurous new relationship, writing poetry or music, or perhaps a small campfire. Where is the harmony in your life right now? What is going well? What do you immediately think of when I ask, what was one of the greatest experiences you've ever had? Feel into that memory. There's no need to use language when you can embody what it felt like. Surround yourself with those external sensory messages like smells and sounds. How does your tummy feel? Do you have butterflies? Is it exciting or is it relaxing? Feel into the word romance and enchantment, and allow yourself to be vulnerable in accepting those in this space within your belly. If you feel called, you can mentally experience those feelings of vulnerability and enchantment. If there is anything causing you to feel dis-ease, allow yourself to feel safe and secure within your body. Everything is exactly as it should be in this moment. Find sanctuary in this moment. You have everything you need in this moment. It is a perfect moment, present and aware. Bring your attention to your body as a whole, relaxed. Notice where you feel the weight of gravity the most on your seat. Kindly thank your body. Notice any thoughts that may arise and watch yourself with whatever level of attention you can. When you notice you are thinking, just fall back into the openness. Appreciate how much you process through your brain with your 5 senses, and give a moment of reverence for the power of the mind. Allow yourself to linger in the moment and notice and be thankful for all that already is. You can manifest more of what it takes for you to be happy. In order to do so, you must stop and notice and feel into your body. For the last minute of this meditation, we'll bring our attention back to the breath. Just observe your natural inhales and exhales. If you'd like to count, 1 inhale, 1 exhale. Try to pay close attention to the breath. If you notice you're drifting into thinking, simply observe the thought you are having and release it. Just as you experience sound in the moment, you can experience thoughts the same way. And when you're ready, you can begin to arrive back into the room. If you need to wiggle your fingers and your toes, and slowly begin to open your eyes. If you'd like, you can go ahead and write out or type out your intentions for this new moon energy. Be clear about what you want. What would you like to co-create with your connection to mind, soul, and spirit? And after about 10 minutes, we'll reconvene. And then if you'd like to describe how you are feeling or what you would like to set as a new intention, we can share those. So we'll say 15 after the hour that it is, 15 minutes after the hour, we'll share and see what came alive for you during the meditation.